What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD1 to the video, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 rap projects of 2017. Of course, it's been an absolute great year for music in 2017, and we have covered a lot of projects here in terms of rap and hip-hop, and we're going to go over first my top 5 in no particular order. Okay, now I do like some albums and projects, more than some others in the top 5, but that does not mean that they're necessarily worse or there is no ranking, or just however I say it, there is no ranking, whatever, stuff like that. And I do have my honorable mentions at the end of the top 5. So let's get, let's just cut the BS. Let's get right into this. Got my handy dandy notebook here where I took some notes on my top 5 here. And to start off with, my first in the top 5 is, of course, Culture by Migos. Now, this came out at the first half of 2017 in January, and, I thought it was absolutely immaculate. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had great songs, of course, like Slippery, Bad and Bougie's on there, of course, all that good stuff. T-Shirt was a very, very big hit from this project. And overall, I feel like Migos was taken to another level with this project. I feel like, they truly did blow up to kind of a more mass appeal, with this album. And of course, there were a lot of big hits back in the day and stuff like that, and a lot of big hits as they were growing into 2013, 2014, 2015, etc., stuff like that. But definitely here with this project is where they definitely feel like I feel like they, definitely came to form here with this project. Definitely, had a more mass appeal than they did in previous years and stuff like that. So definitely feel like this was worth, putting on the list and everything. And I absolutely, think that it's a great project. I am so hyped for Culture 2 when it comes out next year, 2018. That's gonna be hyped to review and stuff like that. And I absolutely love Migos. You guys know that. So I had to put this on the list. So definitely reps up the Culture. That is the first on my top 5. And next up we have Big Sean's I Decided. Came out, of course, in January of this year. Another early one, in the actual year of 2017, stuff like that. And just historically speaking, I have always been a pretty, just average fan of Big Sean. I didn't love him, what I'm saying, just whatever. I just thought that he had nice verses here and there and stuff like that. But definitely with this album, he proved to me that he is an artist that is worth investing in and worth looking at whenever he's dropping and stuff like that. And of course, with his recent release this month with that collab album with Metro Boomin, he is obviously not stopping here. And this album I loved the pieces. I thought it was great. I thought there were very, very nice songs in here. Halfway Off the Balcony, Voices in My Head / Six to the Plan was a very nice duality song, kind of cheesy, but a very, very nice song at that. Obviously, we had the banger on this album that was Bounce Back, of course. We had Eminem on this, what I'm saying. We had The Dream. Migos were also on Sacrifices towards the end half of the album. And just overall, I liked just the narrative atmosphere of this, of having a bit of a story here about him and just feeling like he's lived his life before and knowing every step and what to take, what I'm saying. Just having that all laid out here in this album, it was absolutely great. I loved it, I enjoyed it, and I definitely became a bigger Big Sean fan because of I Decided here in 2017. Now let's move on to my third pick with top 5. Now next up here, as you can see, this album is definitely one that did not garner a lot of attention this year. And of course, he had this big hit, Classic Man, that was a few years ago and stuff like that. And obviously that went, big. But my top 3 pick for my top 5 is Jadena. His album, The Chief, that came out this year around May, I think it was, April, May, or something like that in 2017. And, this album, I feel, is critically underrated. I feel like this is criminally, definitely a album that did not get the attention it deserves. I feel like it should have, because this album is such a diverse sound, and it really does show through that that Jadena can really have a lot of different things going on in a given project, whether it be he's singing like R&B, whether it be he rapping, stuff like that. Like he definitely has a very, very diverse sound to his project and everything, and like it definitely did show here with The Chief and everything, stuff like that. And I just loved it overall. Long live The Chief. There was Chief Don't Run, which is, oh my god, it's a banger. Chief Don't Run is a banger, dude. Like there's so many bangers in this album. And of course, while it being diverse, there is of course the regular hip-hop rap that he usually kind of skews to. That's mainly his forte, stuff like that. But there is a lot of different tropical songs to this. Definitely have a Jamaican vibe to it. There's just a very, very diverse, and that's what I really enjoyed in my review when I reviewed this. It was just the overall very just way it sounded differently throughout the actual album going through it. It was very, very refreshing. I enjoyed it a lot, and I definitely do feel like it deserved a top 5 on the list. And honestly, this, you know, also is really, you know, a very, very, you know, just black night of an album, a very, very, you know, just album that did not get a lot of attention, flew under the radar for a lot of people, and I definitely did enjoy it. And I'm just looking here on the release list. It came out actually February 17th, so definitely not in that May. I listened to it in May, but it did not come out in May, so just a little correction there. But overall, if you guys have not listened to Godinho, Classic Man's great, but this album is even better. Next up here, we have one of the biggest bangers of the summer. It came out in June. That is 2 Chainz' Pretty Girls Like Trap Music. This got, you know, delayed a little bit. It got a lot of publicity going into this album and everything, and there was a lot of heavy hitters in terms of features. We got Gucci Mane, we got Quavo, Travis Scott, we got Drake, we got Ty Dolla $ign, you know, Migos, Pharrell, Jhené Aiko. Like, there were a ton of people on this. It was essentially on the same, you know, scale as like a DJ Khaled project, where he just has a ton of features on it, obviously. And you know, this at least from my perspective, for me, right, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, just before this album, right, this is no shade at 2 Chainz, this is no disrespect at 2 Chainz, but at least for me personally, I felt that 2 Chainz was a little bit of, you know, how do I put this lightly, like more of a mess around artist, if you will, more of a playful artist that, you know, that like doesn't really, you know, deserve album of the year or whatever, or doesn't really deserve to be like on some top list, whatever. I just thought that like he was like a fun artist to listen to. But here with this, he definitely proved me otherwise. Like this album completely took me off guard, and I remember in my review saying that, you know, I felt that like this album had no business being this good, and this album was truly this good. We have 4 AM with Travis Scott, we have Good Drink, we have, you know, Big Amount, of course, with Drake. It's a vibe, a very, very chill song at that. We have Blue Cheese with Migos, of course, OG Kush Diet, a very, very nice, you know, just song that is more focused on tempo and stuff like that. Definitely enjoy that and everything. Door Swinging, and especially the end where he has Burglar Bars, that very, very deep song as well. Overall, very, very great album. Very, very great. I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Rolls Royce bitch as well. You know, just 2 Chainz really did show up here with this album and everything. And you know, of course, with him doing with, you know, his like restaurant that got closed down for a little bit for failing a, you know, whole thing, and he broke his leg, and he even had the balls to still continue to tour with a wheelchair and everything. Overall, 2 Chainz did his thing in 2017, and he definitely did prove himself and prove a lot with this album here. So definitely do feel that it should have made the top 5, and here it is on the top 5. And here we are, my last of the top 5 here that rounds out the top 5 here. We have a artist that I would have never predicted would have made the top 5. Honestly, would never have predicted it. But here we are. I put on my top 5. I made a bold move. I really looked at my playlist and looked at everything I listened to this year, and I really made an honest choice. And you know, there was some switch around here between the top 5 and honorable mentions, everything, stuff like that. But I think to round off my top 5, we have Jaden Smith's Sire. Now, a lot of people, you know, are gonna, I assume a lot of people are gonna be in the comment section being like, "Are you crazy? Why would you do this?" But I truly think that Sire is really one of the best projects of this year, 100%. I feel that this album, again, has that diversity that I love to hear in long albums, where, you know, it's not just the same repetitive style of song throughout the entire album. If you're gonna make your album long, make it diverse, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I always say, like branch out, try new things within the album, you know what I'm saying? And you know, still, you know, stay true to your roots if it works, you know, if it's what we've all grown to love, stick to your roots. But at least if it's a long album, try to, you know, try to explore it, you know what I'm saying? And definitely here with Jaden Smith, you can tell that this album is diverse. This album took a lot of time. It took him 3 years to make this album, and that effort shows here with this album. It is absolutely incredible. I love the track E, I love 90, I love Lost Boy, I love, you know, Watch Me, Icon, Batman, Fallen, everything. This whole album is absolutely great. And, you know, coming from Jaden Smith, his first go at a project, this is absolutely just insane to me. I love it. I personally loved it. I am finding myself going back to it in the same, you know, way as I go back to Control by SZA that we'll talk about, of course, in our R&B video. But you know, I go back to this album same way with Post Malone, with Stoney and stuff like that. And you know, I'm absolutely adoring this album. So definitely do feel like he deserved that top 5 spot. And let's go into our honorable mentions. What about the notebook here? Our honorable mentions go by the name of, the first one here is, of course, More Life by Drake. You all know I'm a big Drake fan. I have to definitely put him here somewhere in this, you know, top 2017 rap list and everything. And you know, a lot of people ask me, hey Kev, like, why didn't you put Drake in your top 5, right? And of course, everyone knows I have a clear bias towards Drake, just putting it out there as well, not hiding it at all here. But you know, there was something about More Life where, of course, I enjoyed it. Of course, it was good. Passion fruit, many good songs here on this on More Life and everything, on this playlist, if you will. But you know, I felt that like it definitely was not the highlight of 2017. I feel like we had a lot of really good projects here, and I feel like, you know, More Life didn't really cut it to that, you know, amazing tier. You know, it was great. It was a very good project, very good playlist. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with it. Obviously highly anticipated, but definitely did not really just do it for me in terms of top 5, you know what I'm saying? So definitely going to put that in my honorable mentions. Shout out to you, Drake. Hope you have a good 2018, and I hope we get the full story in 2018, as we say at the end of More Life. Next up here, we have a new artist here from Dreamville. Of course, I gotta give shout out to J. Cole, shout out to Dreamville, all that good stuff. But we have a new artist here that really, you know, is I feel coming along nicely here. You know what I'm saying? He goes by the name of JID, The Never Story. I thought it was absolutely great for a person that just got signed to, you know, Dreamville and everything. And I feel like he definitely is gonna have a lot of good stuff coming out here in the future and everything. And you know, he recently was on Twitter and stuff like that, and everything, fans and everything. And I feel like he's very much of a down-to-earth person, and I saw him in concert as well. Check out that J. Cole vlog I did over the summer where I saw him live. I saw JID live as well, and I thought he was great live and everything. And overall, I feel like he definitely is coming to his own. I'm enjoying his stuff, and I cannot wait to hear from him in 2018 what he has to show for in 2018. Next up here, this one is going to cause a lot of people to get really pissed off at me, alright? But I have Damn. Yes, Damn, Kendrick Lamar's album. I have a Kendrick Lamar album in my 2017 top 5 video, but not in the top 5, in the honorable mentions. Now, let me put this down. Let me give my defense here. Now, to me personally, let me just start off here. Damn is an amazing project. Damn is absolutely great. Kendrick Lamar is a fucking god. I love what he does. He is a great artist, obviously. We all know it. You know, there's no question. There's no question whether if Kendrick Lamar is good or great. He's absolutely insane. You know what I'm saying? Like he's great, right? But to me personally, for me, just my own point of view, right? I thought Damn was not as good as his past projects, right? Now, a lot of people, you know, I've been hearing murmurs of people saying that, you know, even will you know, go as far as saying that Damn was bad. I will never say Damn is bad. Damn was not bad at all. Damn was great. You know what I'm saying? Damn had plenty of hits, Humble, you know, Love, all that good stuff. Like, there were plenty of very good songs, you know, from Damn, right? But at least for me, when you look at, you know, Good Kid, Mad City, when you look at his other albums, To Pimp a Butterfly, like that, okay, look, just me straight up here, To Pimp a Butterfly is still his greatest project he's ever put out, right? And I feel like, you know, just coming off of To Pimp a Butterfly, it being such a perfect album, that album's so good, oh my god, and just coming, you know, to Damn, I was a little bit underwhelmed, just a bit, right? So I would love to put it on my top 5, but just for me personally speaking here, you know, Damn didn't really hit me as hard as To Pimp a Butterfly did, right? So definitely have to put that in my honorable mentions. We have to put Kendrick Lamar somewhere, and I would love to put him on top 5. I just couldn't do it. And of course, here we have another one that might garner a lot of criticism. That is Flowerboy, Tyler the Creator. I thought it was great. I don't know if I'm just not really that into Tyler the Creator in that sense. Like, a lot of people were, you know, talking about him and talking about this album as if it was like To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar, like with that type of status. I don't think it was that status. I thought it was great. I thought it was good, but I thought it did a lot of things. I thought I did a lot of things interesting, you know, in that sense, but I just didn't feel that it was top 5 worthy. So Tyler the Creator gets a nice honorable mention as well for Flowerboy. And then lastly here, another hip-hop album that came out towards the middle of the year, I think it was. That is Rick Ross's Rather You Than Me. Of course, this got a ton of anticipation and stuff like that, and I definitely did enjoy my time with it. I love Rick Ross, of course. I think he's a great MC, a great artist overall. I feel like he definitely did deserve a spot here on this video and stuff like that. But you know, I just thought it was great. You know, Rick Ross, of course, great stuff, great project overall. I, you know, absolutely loved it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely rest up to you, Rick Ross, Big Boss, Homie G. You know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? One more quick side note, honorable mention we're gonna put here on this video just because I just thought about it. Whatever. Recently, right, I've been doing a lot of driving, right, back to my hometown and back to here, whatever, and stuff like that. And you know, there is one album I would like to give its praise for the best commute album, the best album where if you're gonna drive an hour 2 hours, 3 hours, you need this album, and that is Stoney by Post Malone. Post Malone is having an incredible year. He went on tour. Stoney, I feel, definitely blew up a lot this year, even though it was released in 2016. That's why I couldn't put him on the list. It's not technically, not technically, in the running for 2017 because it was released in 2016. But I definitely do feel like Stoney really was a great project overall for this year as well, with him going on tour and him getting a lot of attention towards the album. I thought it was great, and I feel that, hey, you know what, Post Malone deserves a little honorable mention here on this video as well. So shout out to Post. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been my top 5 and my honorable mentions of the rap year in 2017. If you all have any criticisms, have a completely different list, let me know down in those comments below. Let me know what you guys think about rap in 2017. What was your favorites? What was your least favorites? Etc. All that good stuff. Let me know in the comments below. If you disagree with me at all, let me know down in the comments below. And make sure while you're down there to check out my description where you can find my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, follow me on there. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.